Welcome to your next exciting adventure in causation and correlation. This is a fun little section. I really like it. We're going to be doing the workbook problems, right? If you turn to your workbook on page 317, okay? Frozen desserts. The table shows the number of pounds of frozen yogurt and the number of pounds of sherbet consumed per capita in the United States from 09 to 16. Graph the ordered pairs to create a scatter plot. Well, we'll pretend I did it. They didn't give you a scatter plot to graph it on anyway. Does the scatter plot show a positive, negative, or no correlation? Explain. Looking at these points, here's what I'm seeing. As the yogurt numbers go up, the sherbet numbers go down. So this is going to be a negative correlation. Okay, as one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. It gives us a negative correlation. We have a positive correlation is if we have a situation where as one thing goes up, the other thing also goes up. That gives you a positive correlation. This is a negative correlation, but it's a pretty crappy negative correlation. Okay, it's not real. Yeah, it's just not good. So determine whether it's a correlation or a causation. Is the pounds of yogurt being sold causing the sherbet to go down, or is the sherbet being sold causing one other thing to go up? It could be a correlation. Let's assume there are only so many people who like to eat frozen stuff. As they shift to yogurt, they eat less sherbet. Okay, so this could be a weak correlation because all of our ice cream eaters are shifting because they think frozen yogurt is healthier, right? So it is kind of causing it. It's a weak causation. Leisure activities. The table shows the average number of minutes a person reads per weekday and the average number of minutes a person watches television per weekday. Well, it looks to me they want you to graph the ordered pairs. And hey, if you've got graph paper at home, by all means, knock yourself out. But looking here, let's see. As the minutes spent reading increases, so does the minutes spent watching television. Okay, so because this is going up and this is going up, it is a positive correlation. As one thing goes up, so does the other. But is it a correlation or is it a causation? Okay, I say this is not causation because reading does not cause you to watch television and television does not cause you to read. Okay, this is just indicating that maybe as people get older, they have more time to do reading and television watching, and so that's what they do. I know my mom is 80. All she does is watch TV. So you know, there's the same factor causes both of them, but they don't cause each other. So not causation. Okay, determine whether each situation illustrates a correlation or just a causation. Explain your reasoning. A class experiment shows a negative correlation between the width of a person's palm and the amount of time they spend watching television each day. I'm sorry, your hands do not cause you to watch TV. So that is maybe a correlation, but it is not a causation. Oh, and I'm not writing these words all the time. Correlation. The larger a person's shoe size, the higher a person's reading level. No, your shoe size does not impact your reading level. That's a correlation. At a grocery store, there is a negative correlation between the price of cereal and the number of boxes of cereal sold. This one is a causation. What's happening is when the price goes up, the number of boxes sold goes down. That's because people can't afford it or don't want to pay that price for that cereal. Okay, that's a causation. Hay notices that the lower the daily temperature is, the less time she spends outside. That's also a causation because as it gets colder, you want to be outside less, right? So the cold temperature causes you to stay in the house. It's a pretty easy section, right? Yeah. Jalen weighs each type of fruit his garden produces each week. So he's growing strawberries and blueberries. Graph the ordered pairs. Well, okay, you can if you want, but I'm just going to look at the numbers and see what's happening here. It looks to me like as the number of blueberries, well, as the number of strawberries go up, the number of blueberries go down. So that's going to be a negative correlation because as one thing's going up, another thing's going down. But is it a causation? Are the strawberries being more numerous causing the blueberries to be less numerous? Well, the strawberries are not bullies, and as there are more of, no. This is not causation. Okay, Now, it could be the fact that as he dedicates more space in his garden to strawberries, he has less room for blueberries. But the size of the garden is affecting that, not the strawberries affecting the blueberries. Okay. Shoes. The table shows the number of pairs of sandals and snow boots sold at a certain store during various months of the year. Now, this goes pretty much what you would expect. The sandals are really high in April and July, and snow boots are high in January and December. Now, sandals don't cause snow boots to get sold, and snow boots don't cause sandals to get sold, okay? But I get ahead of myself. Is it a positive, negative, or no correlation? As one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. As one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. As one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. That's a negative correlation. Determine whether the data are a causation. It's not a causation. Now, sandal sales and snow boot sales are both caused by the weather changing, but they don't cause each other. Okay, they just happen to be impacted by the same factor, the weather. Determine whether each situation illustrates a correlation or a causation. Pizza. The more pizzas a restaurant sells, the more cheese it uses. Well, that's a causation because as you sell pizza, you have to use more cheese, right? And as people are ordering pizzas, you have to use more cheese. They're definitely one causes the other. Selling pizzas causes a use of cheese. Sam notices that as the number of words in a book increases, the number of pages in the book increases. This is also a causation, okay? Causation, and the trend is that the more words you have in a book, the more pages you have to print them on, you know? And wow, this video is not even going to be 10 minutes long. I should probably tell some jokes or something because I just can't put out a 6-minute video. That's ridiculous. All right. Now go on over to McGraw-Hill and answer these same questions over there and get a great grade, and I will see you in class.